Now, when is Swiss chocolate not Swiss chocolate? Well, maybe when it's not entirely made in Switzerland. Toblerone has had to remove the image of the Matterhorn mountain from its packaging because of strict rules in Switzerland. It's because it's moving production from Switzerland to Slovakia. Well, Toblerone say that they will use a more generic mountain image instead. Well, let's speak to the international branding expert, Alison Stewart-Allen. She's Chief Executive of International Marketing Partners. Alison, an interesting one this, isn't it? Because they've said, look, we're going to move that production. That's a business decision. But those strict rules mean it can't call it Swiss chocolate.
That's correct. And from a branding perspective, this is a bit of a problem, you could say, for Mondelez, who have relied on this incredibly successful chocolate around the globe. This is a brand that everybody knows and everyone associates with Switzerland. Even the shape of the triangles is meant to mirror the shape of the Matterhorn. And now they're going to have to lose the image of the Matterhorn and put a generic mountain of some kind in that iconography. The challenge, though, is that being affiliated with Switzerland brings them great benefit. And the Swiss brand, if you like, both as a country and the products and services that they create, we all associate these with luxury and with quality. So by losing the Swiss affiliation, Mondelez certainly risks us thinking differently, perhaps less highly, of this particular brand.
Now, these laws are different to those that, say, would determine maybe what you can call certain wines or champagnes or cheeses. This is just about where the production is. And I suppose part and parcel of globalization, making things in other countries, risks falling foul of some state rules.
It certainly does, although we have this really recent case that just came up a couple of days ago about Gruyere cheese, that in the United States now, manufacturers of Gruyere are allowed to call it Gruyere, and that does not violate, provenance rules that say that you have to call something a name only if it's made in that area, such as champagne and the other wines in France that can only be called those types of wines because they have to be from that part of the world. So Gruyere is a bit of an outlier, and that may open up this Pandora's box for marketers of all types who wonder, actually, do we necessarily need to be tied to that heritage, that country of origin?
And it's not the first time, though, that Toblerone has faced a few headlines that it would probably rather not have, and this was to do with the price going up and they had to change the design. Just explain that. Remind us. Yeah.
So in 2016, Toblerone decided that rather than raise their prices, they'd keep the price of the chocolate bar the same, but they'd reduce the weight. And the way they reduced the weight is by adding a bit more space between those, well-known triangles that make up that chocolate bar. Consumers said this is ridiculous. This doesn't look like the Toblerone we know and love. And plus, you're giving us less for the same amount of money. So in 2018, Mondelez went back and said, okay, we're getting a lot of pushback from our consumers and our fan base. We'll go back to the regular, normally spaced triangles of the chocolate bar. So, it's been a bit of a rocky enterprise for the Toblerone brand over the last couple of years.
Alison, good to see you. Alison Stewart-Allen, thanks very much. You're up to date. We'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.